Greetings, everyone. I am Dr. Candia Hall, a lecturer here at the Institute of Caribbean Studies, the University of the West Indies, Mona Campus. I am a lecturer of Caribbean civilization and materiality, which looks at Afro-Diasporic heritage and memory. And what that involves is, of course, all of the experiences and the stories of the Black community. The work deals with, of course, heritage and heritage tourism, but it also deals with the different ways in which the Black community have made meaning within the diasporic space in terms of freedom, how we conceive and conceptualize ideas of nationness, for example, what we use to reflect and represent ourselves, not just buildings, but also monuments, and beyond that, narratives and literacies of memory. So the work includes, of course, broadly how this Black community has sought to strive and eke out an existence, but using tangible and intangible material variables as well. It's a dynamic study because it does not only include the field of culture or history, but it also goes into memory studies and heritage studies, which is very broad. It's quite interdisciplinary because it takes into account all of the stories and the experiences of the Black community in varying diasporic spaces, but in particular in Grenada, which is my area of focus, and also, of course, other areas like Jamaica, where the concept of nationness and heroization, and also Barbados has also been, of course, spotlighted in very recent times. One of the greatest impact of the work, I think, aims at exploring how nationness and blackness is conceptualized in diasporic spaces. I think at the core of a study, a research interest on materiality within this Caribbean civilization largely is really about how we conceptualize ourselves in time and space, of course. And there is also that component that seeks to ask questions about how we define our citizenry and how we define freedom and how we define nation and what we use to concretize nation and how we seek to evoke meaning within our representation. So the work has this sort of impact because works on heritage and memory and material variables largely counter colonial discourses on how we were conceived. So in many ways it gives agency to the Black community and it seeks to elevate our identities within these diasporic spaces. It's very important for diasporic peoples who've had to ask themselves, how did we get here? What have we done? How have we made meaning with how we were colonized? How do we see ourselves within this colonial, post-colonial paradigm? And so works on materiality, on heritage, and on memory at the core of these works seeks to elevate what the Black community has done to contribute to those sorts of meaning within the nation building. I am Dr. Candia Hall, lecturer here at the Institute of Caribbean Studies.